The following podcast contains mature subject matter, adult themes, and may also contain profanity. You have been warned.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to The Absurd, a podcast of things absurd, histories, mysteries, and strange goings-on. Freaky, funny, and sometimes frightening. Yeah.
That's a good start.
Thank you. That giggle puss over there, that's Mel.
Hi.
Hi, Mel. How
How's
are
it
you?
going?
It's going okay. How are you?
Good.
Is your week off to a good start?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, did that sigh seal the deal?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm convinced.
Yeah. No, it's all right.
Yeah,
all right.
it's going to be -2 degrees tonight.
Awesome.
And that's Celsius for those of you who don't live in the
It's
civilized
good
world.
for sleeping,
That's true.
because I always crack the window.
You know
'Cause
what
I
they
have-
say.
What? Oh, God.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fresh air is for dead people.
Mm-hmm.
No, we don't say that. The Morbid podcast says that. Who I like. I like their podcast. But I don't agree. I like fresh air. I like being in fresh air.
Do you?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, you turn your air conditioner on today.
It's true. But only for like a little bit before you got here.
Oh, yeah. No.
You know, because I knew you were going to heat the place up.
Because I'm so hot.
Yeah, that's it. Because you're part dragon.
Yes. Right.
Yeah, so you had a good week. Week's off to a nice
Yeah,
start.
week's pretty good.
Yeah.
Got a hockey tournament this weekend for my
Ooh,
son.
where?
So up around St. Thomas area.
That'd be down.
Sure.
Oh no, I was going to mention a good food place in St. Thomas, but I'm not going to talk about food.
Oh, well, no, you can tell me because
I'll tell you
we're going to have to
later.
eat while we're there.
True. You're not staying over
Yes.
in St. Thomas?
Yes, I think so.
They have a hotel.
I don't know. Tara? Does Tara have a...
Who's Tara?
The town of Tara.
Oh right. Well, it's smaller.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I know we're playing at a few smaller communities around there, but I'm pretty sure we're staying in St. Thomas.
You know, it's not very far away.
for 2 nights.
Like St. Thomas isn't that far away.
It's like just shy of 2 hours.
Baloney.
It is.
Way shy of 2 hours.
No, it's not.
It's like an hour away.
No, it's not.
Want to bet?
Yeah,
Okay.
because we looked it up. That's
Oh,
why
okay.
we were determining to stay over.
Yeah, but were you going there through like Kincardine or something? Like, let's cross over at Fort Erie and then come up Detroit to go to St. Thomas.
Listen, it's a weekend away, so can you shut up now?
I can.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I can shut up whenever I want. Well, no.
You can turn that off?
Yeah. When I sleep. Yeah.
I doubt you even do it then.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Probably just swearing at everybody.
Yeah,
Cursing
probably.
the walls while you sleep.
Oh, no doubt. Oh, that'll be cool, though. No, tournaments are fun. I had good times at hockey tournaments.
Yeah, because it's all about the partying, right?
I never liked St. Thomas, so we always had really rough, edgy, violent games against St. Thomas. Seriously.
Really?
We had to get a cop escort not only out of the arena, but to the edge of town one time.
No, you didn't.
I kid you not.
For a hockey?
In midget, so in hockey, not anymore, but midget used to define an age group. So then it was
Yeah.
16, 17-year-olds.
Right.
And yeah, they, players from St. Thomas, as we were crossing the ice to go into the dressing room between second and third, shot pucks at the coaching staff.
God.
Yeah, there was lots of fights on the ice, and
Wow.
then the cops came and they made like a human corridor for us to walk through to get out to our bus.
What?
And it would have been OPP, and the cops said,
You
like,
know
yeah,
me.
if you guys are hungry, maybe don't stop in town. Don't
My
worry.
Goodness.
Yeah.
I don't think they would do that anymore.
Well, your son's also 9.
He's also 9.
Right. I'm not talking at that age.
No.
Like, if there's getting to be fights at 9-year-olds, yeah, I got a serious problem. Well,
There's been a few tussles,
I know, but
but it's still cute.
It's-
You know what I mean? It's still at that level where you see them like,
I guess.
you know, protecting their goalie is usually when the tussles happen, right?
But it's the parents that are the most disgraceful in
Oh,
those
of course.
situations.
It is.
Not all of them. Certainly not. Most of them are just, whatever. But some of them get so into it, man.
Uh-huh. Yep.
I know in juvie, which is 18 to 20-year-olds, we were in Cambridge. They their players came into our stands. Oh, yeah, man. Yeah, it was serious.
Wow.
I was suspended.
Really?
Yeah. No, not from that. I didn't get involved. Hell no. I was suspended already from a previous game.
Oh.
So I was sitting way the hell. Because even if you're suspended as a coach, a player, whatever, and if you get mixed up in that kind of crap again, and they figure out who you are, you'll be done for further.
Yeah, for sure.
Dude. I don't want any part of that violent crap. I'm just
no.
more mouth than anything.
You?
I know. Do you know what? I got kicked out of the game in Acton because the ref wouldn't. I won't get into the long details of it, but we had words. And if you're a coach in a heavy game, if they're going to give you what's called a bench penalty for 2 minutes, unless you're vital, like unless you're a head coach or assistant coach, keep talking. Get them to give you a gross misconduct. You'll be out for 2 games, but there'll be no penalty, which means it won't cost you. It won't cost the team. They won't be short a man. It's a personal penalty rather than a team penalty. So he gave me one, and I kept John. And actually, like I said, we were in Acton, and I said to him, you know what? This wasn't worth a fucking drive to Acton. You remember those commercials? Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, we lost, we had 5 players get kicked out that night.
Damn.
It was awesome. Anyway.
But yeah, so we're going to a hockey tournament. But it'll be fun.
Yeah, no doubt.
It'll be a good time.
Yeah, no doubt.
It usually is. The parents.
Yeah, I'm really curious to see where you guys will be staying. Honestly, I didn't.
I probably have the info, but
Yeah.
I didn't book it. But
You should camp.
have you met me?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's not happening.
Plus, it's November.
And it's November.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She'd be a bit chilly willy.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Yeah. So I've got somebody I wish to mention.
Okay.
You know Chris Blott?
Yes, I do.
Yeah. And he listens to us very dedicatedly. Is that a word, dedicatedly?
It is now.
With much dedication.
Okay,
That's better.
there you go.
Chris also owns an amazing store called Artifact Salvage. And he, they go into older buildings with permission, obviously, and houses and whatever, and find, one-off, really interesting architectural pieces, construction pieces, and odds and sods like door hinges and doorknobs, that is.
I'm like, oh, you hang out there.
But anyway.
That's in St. Jacobs, right?
That is in St. Jacobs, correct.
So we had our maternity photos down there in front of his building.
Did you have the baby there?
No, but that would have been cool.
I guess.
That would have been real cool.
Okay.
And I had headshots done there once, at one point in time.
What do you mean, like you got shot in the head?
Yes, twice.
Wait, you healed up really nice.
For God's sakes.
What for?
Anyways.
Oh, like you for the wedding thing?
Yes.
Right, gotcha.
Yes. Yeah. So it's a cool little spot.
It is cool. Yeah, right by the train tracks. So I entreat you to go visit his store and buy something. But anyways, the reason I brought him up is, like I said, he listens quite regularly. And he goes, I don't really know why. He goes, I wake up at night to your voices. And I'm like, oh, that's cool. A little weird, but cool. But he doesn't even know why, because he falls asleep with headphones on, like to aid in his sleep.
Okay.
And I don't know what if he listens to white noise or what have you. But he said he doesn't know why. Like, he doesn't even have us in a queue or anything. And we'll come up and start playing, and he's like, why? Which I like even better.
It's so absurd.
It is very absurd. So anyway, a big shout out to Chris.
Yeah, that's cool.
One more thing.
Yeah.
Do you remember in our Halloween episode, I don't remember which one, but I mentioned how there's a hospital in London, England, whose former chairperson, long since deceased, was stuffed. He's been preserved, and he gets hauled out at certain meetings and is sat at the table. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Okay, so I found this picture, and I will post it anyways, his name is Jeremy Bentham. And he died 181 years ago. It's a long time, dude.
Yes.
Long time. And he's in a display in the hospital. And when there's a big thing that one of his codicils in his will, one of his conditions was, for certain types of meetings where the whole board is there, he must be in attendance. So they bring him out. Like, how could you not be looking down? Like, did that dude just move?
I was just gonna say, did his hand just
You
move?
know what I mean? Who drank his coffee? Why is there a bite out of his Danish? You know what I mean? Like, that would freak me out.
Yeah,
dude.
it would.
It shouldn't. It shouldn't.
No, but it does.
But anyway,
no, that's not okay.
I'll make up an infographic thing with a picture of Jeremy,
Yes, please do.
so you can become acquainted. Anyway, I thought
I
that was
like the
creepy.
infographic you put up about the puppets.
Oh yeah, Village of the Dolls in
Yes,
Japan.
I laughed. I'm like, oh my gosh, it's just
It's a mixture of kind of cute and creepy.
yeah.
You know, but
Good plot for a movie right there.
But they've all done it tastefully. You know, like
Sure.
it's not like half of one is stuck out of a wood chipper or something. Like they're all doing nice things.
Right.
You know,
Yeah, it's weird.
which is what I would do.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
that kind of thing, or half like out of an old toilet sticking like legs straight
Right,
up.
right,
That'd be
right.
awesome,
Yeah,
actually.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Hey, I think you have some exciting news for us. Well,
Yes.
not for us. We know about it, but for our
yes,
listeners.
we do know.
Go ahead.
In a couple weeks, on November the 24th, which is a Sunday.
Sure
Holy
is.
smokes, we're getting to the end of November
Dude,
already.
Don't even.
Anyways, we are going to be hanging out at Rural Roots Brewery in Elmira.
Yeah.
And we are going to be recording there on location.
Yeah.
And yeah, we're just going to do an episode there. So if you guys are in the area and you want to swing on by, you absolutely can. We'll give you more details on time and all that stuff. But, you know, put that thought in the back of your brain that we're going to be there on November the 24th.
Yeah, and we'll have more deets about that in next... Did I just say deets?
You did say deets.
And I don't mean the mosquito killer. Next week's episodes,
Yes.
there'll be more details.
Yeah, and we'll probably put up an infographic
yeah.
or something too. Like,
Yeah.
hey, come meet us. Come say hi.
It's true.
Yeah.
It's true. It's very
Come
true.
have a beer with us.
Oh,
Or buy us one. That's even better.
Yeah, that's way better.
Yeah.
Do you think they'll have wings on that Sunday?
Yeah, of course they will.
Dude, okay, I want to try them then. I've never had them.
They're good.
Okay, I must try.
All right.
I will try. You have a story for us.
Yeah, let's get into some stuff.
Speaking of wings.
Because we're talking about airplanes.
Oh, that's not even what I meant. But yeah, you're right.
Really?
Well done.
Oh, okay.
Well done.
What were you referencing?
Hot wings.
Oh, got it.
Okay,
Okay.
you people will see what I'm talking
Yeah,
about.
you'll see. A Delta flight had to turn around during a passenger's poop disaster,
Ooh.
showing why it's hard to handle medical emergencies at 30,000 feet.
Would think so.
Lots of things can go wrong when flying at 30,000 feet.
I don't like
An
to think
airplane.
about
What?
it. I don't like to think about that.
Flying or
Well, when
if something were to go
there's
wrong?
lots of things that could go wrong. I can think of a
lot
couple straight away,
things
but
can go wrong. Yeah.
shush, keep it.
Yeah. An airplane malfunction is the least of your worries. Well, it's not, because I think about that all the time. Increasing amount of turbulence due to climate change certainly isn't great, and bad weather can send wait times soaring. There's a laundry list of possible medical emergencies, both expected and unexpected, that can occur at any moment. Well, on September the 1st, the 336 passengers aboard the Delta Airlines Flight 194, it was a red-eye flight from Atlanta to Barcelona, definitely experienced the latter. After only 2 hours into the flight, I looked it up, the flight is about just over 8 hours.
Yeah, that sounds right.
So after only 2 hours, the airline crew experienced a nightmarish biohazard issue after a passenger had diarrhea all the way through the airplane.
Yeah.
So just picture like a stream of poo down the middle.
Would that be considered a chemtrail? Ow.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly it.
That poor person.
Passengers later confirmed that the mess did indeed run the length of the cabin.
Oh.
Although the Federal Aviation Administration requires aircraft to carry at least one sealed emergency medical kit containing 25 specific instruments and medications, along with first aid kits and automated internal defibrillators.
Right.
External defibrillators, sorry, not internal.
Yeah,
That'd be weird.
That would be very weird.
These kits clearly don't include a PPE or hazmat suit for
Right.
said poo emergencies.
Oh, God.
One passenger said that the flight attendants created makeshift biohazard suits from aprons in an attempt to clean the spill. Can you imagine having to clean
No.
that
No.
in the air? Everyone's watching you. You're trying to clean up someone else's poo. I'd make the person do it.
Oh, but it's not like
It's like if someone throws up, clean up your own vomit.
it ain't anything like. But what was wrong with the person? Okay, well, I'm
It
gonna let you
did. It
finish.
actually didn't say what was
Really?
wrong, and they haven't been identified for obvious reasons, I suppose.
Well, no, and fair, because I feel really bad for that person.
Oh, I do too.
You know, because nobody's like, hey, watch what I'm going to do, guys. You know, and shit's all over the airplane.
Got a cool trick.
Yeah.
It's my party trick.
Oh, damn it.
Look what I can do.
Oh, I didn't mean to do it that time. Yeah.
The plane
man.
had to turn around.
Yeah. It is a biohazard, quite right.
Yes,
Yep.
yes. So when they returned back to Atlanta, the carpet was ripped up from the cabin and replaced as passengers boarded a different plane
Yeah.
and finally set off for their intended destination. Can you imagine being like going to Barcelona? Like that sounds like an amazing trip.
Oh, it is. I have
and
been.
you're so excited
Yep.
to go.
Yep.
And then you call your, if you're meeting someone over there, like, yeah, sorry, not going to make it on time. Some bastard shit all over the place.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, my God. Like, so there is such a thing as like explosive diarrhea, right? Which, fortunately, I've not been cursed with because it sounds dreadful in every conceivable
I
way.
keep thinking about your story.
Never mind. What, like on the bus that day? Yeah, never mind. Well, that'll be in the book.
I'm sure people can imagine.
Yeah, but it was nothing like this.
Oh, God.
You
So,
know.
TMI, but I did experience such explosiveness.
Oh, no.
I had Norwalk virus
Oh, wow.
when that was huge.
Yeah, yeah.
Years and years ago. And it was when I was first dating my now husband.
Right. Awesome. Were you on a date when it happened?
Well, I was living in Toronto and he was living here.
Okay.
And
That'd be awesome.
it was a Friday. So he was coming out on the Friday and he
Uh-huh.
would stay for the weekend. We'd swap weekends.
Yeah.
And I had gone home because I threw up at work. And I was like, oh, okay, something must have been wrong with my food, right?
Right,
Because I had gotten a salad from the grocery store or whatever it was.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, I need to go home. And I only threw up once, but then it came out the other way.
Right.
And like
So, yeah, it's like food poisoning. Right?
I've had food poisoning and
Yeah.
this was 10 times worse.
Really?
So I told my husband not to come. I'm
Yeah,
like,
good
you
call.
know,
I'm
you
having a
should
big
probably stay. But he came anyways.
Oh,
but
good on
then
him.
within 24 hours, he had it.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, so I was getting better because it went through the system very quickly. No pun intended.
You always hurt the ones you love, I guess.
I know.
Eh?
And he still married me.
Yeah.
But yeah. Anyways, that's my explosive diarrhea story. Isn't that
Right.
a great story?
Huh?
It's a great story.
Well, it's pretty great. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, in a horrific sort of way.
Yeah.
You know what they say? If you ever get, like, food poisoning, or in this case, like Norwalk virus.
Yeah.
Well, maybe it's different in that case, but, like, you can take, like, Imodium. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You should not. Like,
Oh,
it's okay
really?
to take it, but not if you have food poisoning.
Because you got to get it out.
Radio.
Yeah.
Right, that's your body saying, get the hell out of here and don't come back.
Yeah.
Right?
It's like they say about a fever, right? Your fever is your body's way of telling you are sick and you're trying to fight it off.
Well, and it's
Obviously,
also,
unless it gets too high.
the
but-
fever's trying to raise your temperature, which hopefully is enough to kill whatever's causing whatever virus or whatever you've got. Right?
Yep. Absolutely.
So it's a defense mechanism.
Yeah.
Just a shitty one.
Just
You know, well, I mean, a fever is one that
Sure.
sucks pretty bad, right?
So anyways, think about that next time you're on an airplane.
Yeah.
Someone could crap all the way down the cabin.
Yeah, or me.
What, or on you?
No, or I might do it. Not by design, obviously.
Okay. Yeah, that would be bad.
Yeah, that'd be horrifically horrific.
Yeah.
They're magically delicious.
Wow.
What? You have anything else on that one?
No.
All right. Well,
that's pretty much all I got.
since we're in Bum City, I've got a story that is marginally related in the sense that it involves a bum.
I don't know why that word is just funnier.
Bum? It is funny. But and I don't want to get too deep into this, no pun intended. Like, well, if you go to the doctor, okay?
Yes.
Like, pee, in place of urine is really not an offensive term. It's a good term.
Right.
But doesn't poop sound like really juvenile? You know what I mean?
Yes.
Well, what's the problem? Well, I had a poo last night. Shit. You know what I mean? Like, it sounds weird anyway. I don't want to get sidetracked into that, which I've already done.
God, that word makes me giggle like I'm a child.
P-O-O-P?
Yes.
Okay, I'm not saying it again.
Oh, God, that made me tear up.
Good. So this story comes from my nephew, the amazing Ryan.
Oh, Ryan.
Yeah, you know Ryan.
I do.
You've met Ryan.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you like eggs?
I do.
Do you?
Mm-hmm.
Do you like hard-boiled eggs?
I do.
I don't really like. Do you like pickled eggs?
No.
God, I hate those things.
Nope.
I love deviled eggs.
Me too.
Yum. Okay, so believe it or not, in the medical field, there are no shortage of cases of people who love to put things up their orifices. Right.
Posterior.
But there's one recent case. It really points it out.
Okay.
So a 29-year-old man who came into the emergency ward around midnight because of acute stomach pain. Together with his partner, he had anally inserted 15 boiled and peeled eggs while under the influence of GHB.
What's GHB?
Good question. GHB is a drug that can be used for treating narcolepsy, which you know what that is?
Yeah.
But it's most famous for being a date rape or chemsex drug.
No way.
So chemsex refers to sex while under the influence of illegal drugs. So almost all sex.
Right.
Really.
Right.
Well, not with alcohol. So the doctors gave him a CT scan.
Wait, 15?
What? Eggs?
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. So they gave him a CT scan, and what they saw was not pretty. Visible in the CT scan were a perforation in the sigmoid pelvic colon and a considerable amount of air and fluid in the abdominal cavity. Oh, that sounds already painful. Therefore, the doctors deemed that an emergency laparotomy was necessary. I had one of those. A laparotomy is a surgical procedure in which a large incision is made through the abdominal wall, allowing access to the abdominal cavity. In a revelation that will shock approximately nobody, forcing 15 eggs up your rectum is not a good idea. The doctors confirmed a large intestinal tear caused by the side dish I can't do that. The doctors confirmed a large intestinal tear caused by the side dish suppositories, as well as extensive inflammation caused by feces leaking in to the perforations.
Oh, God.
The eggs were removed as well as we could, and the abdominal cavity was thoroughly rinsed. How do you rinse?
How do you rinse that?
Like Febreze or something?
Power washer.
Whoa. After the operation, the patient was monitored for a short time in the ICU, and after a few days, he was able to leave the hospital in a clinically good condition. In a somewhat related incident in 2010, a British man named Bruce Patterson managed to put 6 Cadbury's cream eggs up his rectum. 5 years later, he managed to break his own record by anally inserting 9 Cadbury cream eggs.
Didn't like the others weren't enough.
I don't know, but at least they would melt.
Wow.
But
Where
go
do
on.
they go?
What do you mean? Where do they go?
Like,
Up your bum. Like, what do you mean? Where do they
I
go?
don't know. I'm just visually trying to picture.
I know
How?
what, for science, I know what you should do. Like, not now. It's certainly not here.
No. No, we're not even going to have that discussion.
Well, we might.
No. We might, but maybe not on here.
How about a Twix bar?
At least it's, skinnier.
Yeah, but it is Cookie Crunch. Yeah. So that's a story about putting things up your bum.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's interesting.
I guess.
guess.
But what?
What are you getting out of that?
What? Eggs. Like, eventually. I wonder if he was, like, trying to reenact being a chicken.
Maybe.
So he'd walk around, "Bark," and then,
Look
like,
what I
lay
can
an egg.
do.
Yeah.
Bloop.
I don't think it would do that, though. Yeah, so it's...
Anyways.
I guess there's a lot of
Way too
lessons
much.
here. One of them is don't use GHB.
Right.
Unless you're narcoleptic, but
Sure.
then under the clinical supervision of a doctor only, please.
Yeah.
Do you like Cadbury cream eggs?
I
Don't worry about
love
bums, but
Cadbury
me
cream eggs.
too. But now they're in plastic containers. I liked when they
Yeah,
were in
that's dumb.
tinfoil, and they're smaller.
Yeah. They don't taste the same. I think the
don't they?
taste is different. Yeah, since they switched to the plastic
Well, it's kind of
containers.
more sugary, powdery,
I
sugary.
don't know. They're not the same as they used to be.
I love them. I have a technique to eating them too.
I don't want to know.
Yeah, you do.
No, I don't.
I'll show you later. It involves my tongue. Yeah.
I'm never gonna be able to eat one again.
You wait till they come out. I'm going to demonstrate. I'm going to do a video. That's what I'll do. I'll do a video of
For
me
our
eating
people?
one. Yeah, man.
If you send it to me, I'm putting it on. I'm putting it on.
Oh, you think I'm kidding? I have zero problem whatsoever about doing that.
Okay,
All
so
right.
wait for that, people.
Yeah, dude.
That's
Only a few months to
coming.
go. Yeah. You got something
I
for us?
can go get you one right now because they
I
have
think
them out all the time.
Do they?
Yeah, the caramel ones are really good too.
Yeah, it's blasphemy though. The Cadbury cream eggs is
I
where
love
it's at.
the Cadbury. All of it.
Do you have a story for us that isn't about bums?
This one is not about bums.
Sweet. All right. Please
Although
go
those
on.
topics are way more fun.
Yeah.
A British doctor was jailed for trying to kill his mother's partner with a fake COVID jab.
What?
A British doctor was jailed for more than 31 years
Whoa.
after an unsuccessful plot to kill his mother's partner with the fake COVID-19 vaccine, which involved him forging medical documents and dressing in disguise to poison his victim.
Jeez.
Thomas Kwan, 53, passed himself off as a nurse and even took his own mother's blood pressure before administering poison to her then partner, Patrick O'Hara, in Newcastle, Northern England.
Ooh.
O'Hara survived but suffered from necrotizing
Yeah.
fasciitis.
You know what that is.
Woo, it's a mouthful.
You know what that is.
It's a potentially fatal flesh-eating bacterial infection.
That's what it is. That dude, what was his name? Bouchard. He was a Canadian.
Oh yeah,
Canadian, but lost a leg to it.
yeah. Right.
Yeah, man. It's
Yes.
no joke. Flesh-eating disease is literally its
Flesh-eating
nickname.
disease is not cool.
Yeah, I'm not into it.
So he also underwent multiple operations after all of this. He is alive, though. He did survive, but he
Cool.
ain't doing so good.
No, I'm sure.
Kwan is a family doctor in Sunderland.
Yeah, it's just south of Newcastle. Why I'm
Right.
on. That's
What?
a
What'd you say?
Newcastle saying.
Oh,
Why I'm on.
okay, sure. He pleaded guilty to attempted murder shortly after his trial began at Newcastle Crown Court.
Wow.
Judge Christina Lambert sentenced Kwan to 31 years and 5 months. And 5 months. Had to throw that 5 months
Well,
in there.
sure.
for what she described as an atrocious plan to murder a man in plain sight. She told Kwan that his plan involved him abusing your knowledge of the healthcare system,
Sure.
adding that his actions damaged public confidence in the healthcare profession. Kwan was concerned about his mother's will, which provided that her house would be inherited by O'Hara if he was still alive when his mother died. So he just wanted the house.
It's always about money,
biggie.
isn't it?
No biggie.
Uh-huh.
Mr. Kwan used his knowledge of and research into poisons to carry out his plan. That plan was to disguise himself as a community nurse, attend Mr. O'Hara's address, the home he shared with the defendant's mother, and inject him with a dangerous poison under the pretext of administering a COVID booster injection. Kwan checked into a hotel under a false name, used false number plates on his car,
Wow.
and disguised himself with a wig to carry out the plan. How, like, if you showed up at my house with a wig on, I would still know who you are.
Depends. Depends what kind of wig.
Depends. Yeah, no, I'm pretty sure I'd know who you are.
But was he using it to trick this Mr. O'Hara or whatever it is?
Yeah, but his mom was there.
Right, or to trick the staff that he's walking past. Because he was in a hospital, right?
No, because he went to their house.
Oh, my bad then. Never
He went
mind.
to their house.
Disregard.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Unless the neighbors
So-
go, I saw Mr. Kwan walking in.
Yeah, no, I think I would know if my son tried to dress up, and I think I'd know who he was.
Well, especially given that he's 9, it might be, oh, Liam, where'd you get that car?
Yes. Yeah,
Anyway,
Right.
yeah.
After Kwan was arrested, police found in his house a large number of castor beans and a
Oh.
recipe for manufacturing ricin,
Yeah.
a biological toxin made from the beans.
Yep.
Exposure to as little as a pinhead amount of ricin can cause death.
Yep.
However, a chemical expert concluded O'Hara was not injected with ricin, but the toxin that was used is still yet to be confirmed. So they don't know what they gave him, but
Wow.
it done messed him up, that's for sure.
Messed him up.
Done messed him up.
My mom used to have a castor bean plant in backyard when we lived in Elmira. They're awesome plants.
Oh, yeah?
They're huge. Like, their leaves are really big.
Mm-hmm.
And perfectly legal to buy them.
Sure.
But yeah, like ricin is a nerve agent.
Right.
Like bad news, dude.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, who wants more ricin? Like nobody.
Yeah.
Right?
No.
Wow, 31 years. That's pretty awesome because
Yeah.
I'm not, as you know, I do not classify myself as a supporter of conservative politics.
Mm-hmm.
But I do believe that judges are not sentencing people with enough terms in our country frequently. So in this case, it's good to see that. I mean, it's attempted murder,
Yes.
obviously.
Yeah, he just wanted the house. That's all.
But it's also, this guy was a doctor.
Yes.
You're supposed to be protecting people.
Yes.
It's not an option,
That's right.
Yeah.
He totally abused his power
Right.
and knowledge.
I mean, you might as well be a cop. Take that.
Womp womp.
Good. Well, I hope the guy isn't. Wait, so he was 53 years old.
Yeah, so he's there for life, basically.
Yeah, pretty much. Like,
Yeah.
and it's. I'm not.
It's safe to say he's not going to get the house.
I'm not going to criticize Newcastle. Do you know the bank? That's really weird because I had a meeting with Christy on Thursday or Saturday. Remember, she said it in our podcast, and we were talking about accents, and I brought up Newcastle,
Oh, yeah.
and their people are called Geordies. If you're from Newcastle, and their accent can be impenetrable at times.
Right.
There's actually been cases of courts in England getting people in to translate, even though they're talking English.
Right.
It's bizarre, dude. Hey,
Hey,
do you like dancing?
I do.
Do you really?
I do.
That's not the answer I expected.
Oh, really?
But then all women like dancing, I think. Well, not all, of
necessarily.
course.
I
but-
like it less, like in public.
Yeah, no, I think that's true for everybody, isn't it?
Yeah.
Probably.
But, even like 10 years ago, I'd be right in the middle of the dance floor.
Is that
Now
right?
I'm like, I'll chair dance. No,
Oh.
not your face.
I did that on purpose. Yeah. Really?
Not no.
Yeah.
Just go on with your story.
Yeah, okay. This one was also sent in to us from Becky Clare. That's the second story she sent in.
Oh.
She's awesome.
Well, thank you, Becky.
Thank you, Becky. I asked if you like to dance because have you ever... Remember back in, like... I know you weren't alive, but...
Whoa.
A lot of sirens.
That's a lot
do you
of
remember
sirens.
back in, like, the 30s and 40s and they would have, like, dance-offs, dance-a-thons?
Mm-hmm.
That's not the right term. What did they call them? Yeah, I guess dance marathons.
Mm-hmm.
And whoever was the last one dancing won.
Right.
But people would pass out and shit.
Yeah.
Like, whatever. Okay, so we're going way back. I want you to get comfortable and get into your time traveling suit because we're going back to the year 1518. So, yeah, the dancing plague of 1518, or also known as the dancing epidemic of 1518,
Dancing
was
plague.
I like it. Was a case of dancing mania that occurred in Strasbourg, Alsace, in modern-day France. By the way, shout out to all my Mennonite brethren and sisterin. Is that a word?
Sure.
Because most of us come from Alsace-Lorraine,
Okay.
including myself. I wasn't born there. That's also German Shepherds. You know the dogs?
No.
We call them German Shepherds, but in Europe they call them Alsatians.
Okay.
So there you go.
The more
They weren't
you
dancing,
know.
though. Huh?
The more you know.
Yeah. So this happened in the Holy Roman Empire from July 1518 to September 1518. So 3 months. Somewhere between 50 and 400 people took to dancing for weeks. There is controversy concerning the number of deaths. The outbreak began in July when a woman called Frau Trophia began to dance fervently and uncontrollably in a street in Strasbourg.
Okay.
Frau Trophia had started dancing on July 14th on the narrow cobbled street outside her half-timbered home. Just painting a picture for you.
Mm-hmm.
As far as we can tell, she had no musical accompaniment, but simply began to dance. Some of those who had witnessed her strange performance had begun to mimic her, and within days more than 30 choreomaniacs were in motion.
Choreomaniacs.
I love that word.
Wow.
Some with such determined fixation that only death would have the power to intervene. I know. Trophia kept up the constant dancing for a week. Soon 36 others joined in. By August, the dancing plague had claimed 400 victims. Dancers were beginning to collapse, it is said. Some even died from a stroke or heart attack.
Jeez.
No one knew what caused the reaction, which meant no one understood how to remedy it. By early September, the outbreak began to subside when the dancers were sent to a mountain shrine to pray for absolution. What, like they're sinning now? God, give them a
Apparently.
break, man. Jesus. Events similar to this are said to have occurred throughout the medieval age, including 11th century in Saxony, where it was believed to be the result of divine judgment. In 15th century Apulia, Italy, a woman was bitten by a tarantula, the venom making her dance convulsively. The only way to cure the bite was to shimmy and to have the right sort of music available, which was an accepted remedy by some scholars. You know, I'm not a bugologist. Is a tarantula a bug? I guess it is. Well, it's a spider, so but whatever. I'm going to wager that in modern medicine, doing the shimmy to the right kind of music is not an accepted treatment.
Shimmy.
Yeah. No, that's it.
Maybe that's where it's from.
Get this word. I love this word too. Contemporaneous explanations included demonic possession and overheated blood.
Overheated blood.
Yeah, dude. That's why I have the AC on, because my blood overheats.
That's why. Okay.
Controversy exists over whether people ultimately danced to death. Some sources claim for a period the plague killed around 15 people per day. But the sources of the city of Strasbourg at the time of the events did not mention the number of deaths, or even if there were any fatalities. There do not appear to be any sources related to the events that make note of fatalities. The final death toll is not known, but if the claims of 15 people dying per day were true, then the toll could be into the hundreds. All right, so causes. What do you think might cause this, Mel?
I don't know. Why don't you tell me?
Maybe I will. Maybe I won't.
You will.
I'm going to. Mm-hmm. Food poisoning is considered one of the possible candidates.
Okay.
Some believe the dancing could have been brought on by food poisoning caused by the toxic and psychoactive chemical products of ergot fungi, which grows commonly on grains such as rye used for baking bread. It's still a thing. You can get it. Matter of fact, you wait till you see some modern application, my friend. Ergotamine is the main psychoactive product of ergot fungi. It is structurally related to the drug lysergic acid diethylamide, otherwise known as LSD-25, and is the substance from which LSD-25 was originally synthesized. The same fungus has also been implicated in other major historical anomalies, including the Salem witch trials. In The Lancet, which is a medical publication, kind of like New England Journal of Medicine, John Waller argues that this theory does not seem tenable, since it is unlikely that those poisoned by ergot could have danced for days at a time, nor would so many people have reacted to its psychotropic chemicals in the same way. The ergotism theory also fails to explain why almost every outbreak occurred somewhere along the Rhine and Moselle rivers, areas linked by water but with quite different climates and crops. Another theory is a stress-induced mass hysteria. This could have been an example of fully developed cases of psychogenic movement disorder happening in mass hysteria or mass psychogenic illness, which involves many individuals suddenly exhibiting the same bizarre behavior. The behavior spreads rapidly and broadly in an epidemic pattern. This kind of comportment could have been caused by elevated levels of psychological stress caused by the ruthless years, even by the rough standards of the early modern period, the people of Alsace were suffering. The same doctor speculates that the dancing was stress-induced psychoses on a mass level, since the region where the people danced was riddled with starvation and disease, and the inhabitants tended to be superstitious. 7 other cases of dancing plague were reported in the same region during the medieval era.
Wow.
Yeah. So I have heard before, I actually listened to, it was actually the Morbid podcast, about Salem witch trials. You're familiar with Salem witch trials? Yeah. Question, how many people were burned to death in the Salem witch trials?
I don't know.
None. They didn't
Really?
They didn't burn people to death in North American witch trials.
Oh, I don't think I knew that.
No, because it was considered. You want to know why? Because the clothes would burn off. Well, we can't be seeing breasts.
Right.
They're unholy. Never mind that we nurse from them.
Right.
Right. But ergot poisoning was considered to be one of the possible causes of that, because the accusers in the Salem witch trial were all girls. Like, I don't mean that as a euphemism for a term for women. They were literally little girls. And, ergot poison, people would use, obviously, rye to make bread. It could easily have happened. But mass hysteria is also an argument, too.
Right.
And I just want to point out, like, people think, if I had a time machine, I'd love to go back to those, those simpler times. Yeah.
No.
Yeah. When
I'm
you
good.
died of a tooth infection.
Yeah. No, thank
one
you.
out of your 3 children didn't make it past the first year. Another one didn't make it to 10. You went hungry. You got scurvy. Bits of you would fall off without reason. It would suck.
Yes, it would.
you know? And no offense to anyone's beliefs whatsoever, but every waking minute that you're not working yourself to a slow death would have to be spent worshiping God.
Right.
That doesn't sound awesome. I can think of way other things I'd do.
Right.
You know. But yeah, so that's a dancing plague.
Wow.
Yeah. Still like dancing?
Yes.
What if really? Okay.
Yeah. It's not going to stop me.
Well, I know I'm not trying to make it stop you. Right. But yeah, so if you all of a sudden feel like you just got to cut a rug, that's cool. But if it goes on for like a few days, you should probably get someone to hold you down and call a doctor.
Take 6 hours? Does that count? 6 hours is a long time.
Straight?
Yeah.
Yeah, hell with that.
Yeah, I did that in Newfoundland.
Lies.
Not
you danced for 6 hours
joking.
straight?
Not even joking.
Why? Was there a gun to your head or something?
No, but there was a whole lot of substance abuse.
Oh, you had too much cod.
That's it. Yes. Yes. Yeah.
Was this like this summer?
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. Rightio then. So that's it for stories for today.
What we've got for today.
Anybody need to think? Do we need to mention anything else before we put out our things to our people?
Put out our things to our people? What are our things to our people?
You know, where they should go visit.
Well, they should.
Yeah, they should.
Yeah, we're just going to get into that.
Do it.
You can go to our website at theabsurdpodcast.ca.
Yep.
You can find all of our links for several streaming platforms.
Many.
We're on like all of them.
All of them.
Not all of them are on the website,
all of them.
but if you go to our RSS
A lot
page,
of them.
you can find them all
You
there.
can and you should.
But yeah, go check us out.
And when they go to these streaming services, give us a review, please.
Yes.
Obviously, listen.
Yes.
And share. Let your friends know, please. We'd really appreciate that.
Yeah.
And
would
if I
love
may, a reminder again, next week we'll have some details on our recording on location at Rural Roots.
Yes.
November 24th.
Mm-hmm.
So stand by for that, eh?
Yeah. Yeah. Save the date.
Save the date.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Mel. Well, I think it's time we go get something to eat.
Okay.
Wouldn't you agree?
I agree.
Me hungry.
Yeah.
All right, everyone. Thank you for coming by, and take good care of yourselves and one another.
Bye.
Bye. Hey, I can make this new sound with my mouth. You want to hear it?
Yeah.
The Absurd Podcast is written, produced, and recorded by Rod and Mel. Music by Audionautics.com.